Hi friend. The question mark that forms on an individual's face when they learn that I provide sex therapy for a living made me think we need much more information about this topic. So here I am to explain some of what sex therapy is and isn't. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Raquel Perez, and I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Colorado. This is where I share mental health content with a twist as I share my own lived experiences and the way that my mind and body made sense of the information. With that, let's go ahead and get started. The three biggest misconceptions that I hear about sex therapy are: number one, there is some form of sex or sexual acts involved in sex therapy. This is actually not true and not the case. There is no sex acts in sex therapy. That is actually something that would fall well outside of the ethical code of conduct for a therapist in any state, regardless of where they practice. So those are not things that you will find when you engage in sex therapy. There will be no sex or sexual contact. As a matter of fact, physical touch is also something that isn't necessarily done. I would say I know in my practice for myself that is not something that I am comfortable with any client, regardless of why I am working with them. Misconception number two: the only thing that sex therapists talk about and do is sex, and that's all we talk about. This is actually not true and not the case. Most sex therapists have actually gone through an extensive amount of training and an extensive amount of education in order to be therapists. At minimum, they have acquired a master's degree and around 2,000 to 3,000 hours of postgraduate experience. So it's an extensive amount of training so that they can have that title and that label of a therapist. They are sex therapists, or they provide sex therapy because they have certain trainings and qualifications that give them the ability to explore sex and sexual issues with their clients. So any therapist, including sex therapists, are going to have a wide range of things that they work with individuals with. For example, I specialize in sex therapy, ketamine therapy, relationship therapy, depression, and anxiety. So there's a number of things that I can explore with any individual, regardless of what it is that they initially come in, what services they initially come in seeking. Misconception number three: there is something wrong with me and I need to be fixed. This is oftentimes why people start looking for a sex therapist to work with. Because our relationship with sex develops at a pretty young age and is being informed by the world around us, questions such as what is normal, what is not normal, what does sex look like, how should I be doing sex, how often should I be having sex? These questions, again, the information is coming from the world around us, and that can make us feel pretty confused about what is normal and what isn't normal. What I can tell you is that actually anything that has any sex that is safely performed, or that you are engaging in these safe sex practices, whatever that means for you, and that is consensual among all of the individuals or everyone that is involved, anything that has these two components is considered to be well within the scope of normal. And so normal can be someone who is having lots and lots of sex, all the way to someone who isn't having very much sex or no sex at all. Does any of this feel like it's bringing up any other questions in you that haven't already been talked about? Go ahead and pop them down in the comments below and we can start a conversation about some of the questions that are coming up for you. So then you might be wondering, what is sex therapy if it isn't all of those things? Sex therapy is a conversation that you are having with an individual who is a therapist and has gone through extensive training to be in the space that they are occupying. They also consume tons of information when it comes to humans and their afflictions, sex or otherwise. The therapist is there to provide space to safely Explore and bring up the curiosities that are happening inside of you. Well, friend, that's all I have for this video. If you have found it useful in any way, please hit that like button down below. If you are interested in getting more content like it on a weekly basis, please subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.